I'm in the park. I'm in the garden opposite our hotel, and it appears that there is, and I just realised why this park is so quiet. It's because there's only one entrance. Oh, and over there are a couple of the Wallenstein peacocks somehow found their way into a different garden. I mean, the Wallenstein garden has lots of entrances. This one only has one entrance. And there's the Wallenstein garden. And this is the Waldstein Palace. And I don't understand why they're flying a Vietnamese flag there. Because this is the Parliament building. Well, so I don't know why there's a Vietnamese flag. Is part of it also the Vietnamese embassy? Then that's really close to the Parliament building. It'll be a weird location for the embassy to be semi-detached with the Parliament building. I mean, that's definitely a flag of Vietnam. So then, and now you need to pay to go in the Waldstein Gardens. It used to be free. Now I had to pay, and it's over 100 krone. It costs over £5 to go in. When it was free, there was a nice atmosphere. There were not too many, but not too few people, even when it was raining. Now it costs over £5, and they have closed all the entrances except for the one through the metro station. Now hardly anyone goes in. It looks desolate and sad. And this is St. Thomas's Church. And here, the trams do something really eccentric. Basically, the road narrows, so instead of one lane for each direction, there's one lane for cars and one lane for trams. Let's watch this tram go through. And sadly, it's not completely intact. They appear to have removed some of the flying buttresses. Originally, the tram wires were supported off the flying buttresses here. But basically, there used to be this row of archways, and there's actually literally a stream of water running through the tram tracks down to the river because it's now been raining. And so this section of the tram line, it goes to It goes to Gantlope track, and it goes under the buildings, and it's this really eccentric section where there's one lane for cars and one lane for trams rather than directional. And here we have Heritage Tram route number 23. This route, the 23, runs unmodernised Thatcher T3s. Well, what they have is they have the nostalgic tram route, the 23, and the heritage tram route, the 41. The 41 runs trams from the 1920s, and the 23 runs unmodernised T3s. I'm gonna get a tram. I love Thatcher T3s. It's only like extremely recently. Now it seems the 4-City tram. That's a T3P. That will always be the sound of the Prague tram network for me. T3P thyristors. It seems like the 4-City trams are taking over. Most of the trams I've seen so far in Prague are 4-City trams, and I'm a bit bored of 4-City trams, to be honest. I need to punch my next ticket.
Příští zastávka Piest.
Won't punch my ticket. Also, in Prague, all of the cars sound different, and that is because of the sound of wheels getting unstuck from the cobbles. Cars in Prague, the cobbles sound completely different. Nearly all of the roads have cobbles in Prague. The motorways have tarmac. That tram sounded nice and interesting. And also, Portuguese pavement. Prague has some really good, high quality Portuguese pavement. And it's even better than what you get in, like, even in Portugal. Portuguese pavement is a dying art. Here it's still going strong. So then, now's the funicular. This is a rather stylish funicular station. And this funicular has a driver's cab. There's no driver in it though. Since I used to live here, they've reopened Nebelzizek station. We need to wait for a bit for the other funicular to stop at Nebelzizek. It starts off moving very slowly and then gets faster.
Moi, je suis d'ailleurs les passer parce qu'elle dit toujours. Attends, maintenant. Poubelle, voilà, tu vois. Juliette, hein. Juliette,
This place was abandoned when I lived here.
je viens comme ça. Ah, moi, c'est vrai, là. Ça ne pas. Si jamais. Tu vois, c'est là qu'on sort son morceau.
Si on va au restaurant, мы туда уже ушли сюда, нас был сюда. Вот этот самбо. Парцей его самбо.
These doors, they close.
Паша, ты куда?
You can hear the air brake compressor as it goes along. It's got like similar to the Braille Mark III air brake compressor. The funicular has 3 drivers, 1 in each car and 1 in a stationary cabin. The 2 in the cars control the doors and the 1 in the stationary cabin controls the movement. We are leveling very slowly. Let's listen to the motor. The motor room is, I'm not entirely sure, this big building here is the motor room to the funicular. So I can hear the motor. No butane. I think the funicular waits for a bit at the different end stations. And this is the hunger wall. By the time it was built, it could easily be destroyed by cannons because it's not very thick. But the purpose of it wasn't actually as a defensive wall, as it actually runs parallel to the slope of the hill rather than along a terrace. It was actually built kind of as an economic experiment, sort of to try and sort of some way to get the economy running by inflating wages. Because unemployment, which meant low wage unemployment, which meant plenty of people to work, meant low wages, which meant deflation. So it's trying to cause some inflation because the economy wasn't nation to get the economy running. That lorry there has an advert in German for fair trade goods, yet the number plate is Czech. That's so weird. It's a Czech number plate, but it's got a German advert for fair trade produce on it. And this is the Petrin telegraph mast. This was actually originally built as part of a kind of an experimental project to like have a wireless telegraph transmission, and they had to build it really high on top of a hill so that the signal wouldn't get blocked by any of the buildings. And when they built it, they decided that they could make a bit more money out of it by on the bottom, by at the ground floor putting a restaurant and putting a restaurant on the ground floor and having stairs going up and charging people to go up it. And it was a success, and they ended up expanding their operation by building that, which is a mirror maze. They've got a mirror maze in there. It turned it into this miniature amusement park, which was actually quite successful. And this is Strahow Monastery, one of the largest conventional bookshelf reference libraries in the world. Behind Strahow Monastery, that is what has got to be the best view of Prague. You can just see everything. You see absolutely everything from here. You can see St. Ludmilla, which is that one on the far right. Just everything, it's just amazing view. It's even better than the view from the castle because you can actually see the castle. And this is the Loreto. The Loreto has a very impressive carillon and they play it for an hour at 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock on Sundays and at major feast days such as Christmas. And also on Easter, and when it's Christmas and a Sunday, they don't play it for extra long. They play it from 10 till 12, so it's a major feast day. So they have a really impressive carillon here. And here they've arranged the cobbles to guide through traffic along. And this building has really nice sgraffito decorations. I've come at exactly the same time as the changing of the guard. When I used to live here, this building was painted white and grey, but also you could walk through there to the middle. And now you had to go around there to go through security. And the line for the security is so long. Where does it go? Many of the tourists in the queue were distracted by the ceremony and stopped moving. This created a large gap, so I snuck in. The security here is a bit futile because they're only asked to inspect the contents of what you're wearing, so they don't want to know what's in your bags, and they've got no radio detectors. This well made news a few years ago. It's tradition to throw pennies down here. It became so full of pennies that they made over what will be over £1 million just from 1 koruna coins and from British pennies that have been thrown down here. And they made loads of money. And basically they had to clean it up because it got full. All these people are going to be queuing for nearly an hour. And today it's only open from 1 to 3:40. 2 hours and 40 minutes is not enough for all the tourists who want to come here. This is courtyard number 3. The tower and the rest of the cathedral now have a separate entrance. And here is the old royal palace. It costs £16 to go in. Extremely expensive. Now into courtyard number 4. This is the lower level. This is courtyard number 4, lower level. Placing security at the gates of the castle is actually a really good idea. The Prague castle has three main entrances: the west, north, and east gates, and it also has several sally ports. Like gate ports, which are gates 2, 4, lots of them, and so it's actually quite a good idea.